Yes, right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to officially call this meeting to order. I would ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer and/or reflection. As everyone knows, there was a horrible tragedy over the weekend. Clinton Ajit was a senior at Milford High School and a resident, and he unfortunately passed. And we also have last week the passing of Norman Furlow, who was a longtime trustee on the library board. Please salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please note the fire exits behind you and to my left and your right in the council chambers. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend any meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this act, the mayor and council of the borough of New Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the borough hall, and notices have been sent to the Record and the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services through the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard the infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning, seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers, while realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people, within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. I would now ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Sanhusen. Present. Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Present.
Council President Duffy.
Here.
Councilman Grotsky.
Present.
Councilman Seymour.
Here.
Councilwoman Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. Do you need a few more minutes, or you ready to rock and roll? You have anyone else coming?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the second most important thing tonight, which is the adoption of the budget, which you guys are the most important.
First, we're going to go with the minutes.
Yes. May I get a motion for approval of the minutes from the April 11th, 2022 closed and work session meetings?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can I get a motion to adopt ordinance 2000?
First, we have to do public hearing on it.
Yes. First, we need a public hearing. Can I get a motion for a public hearing on the municipal budget?
No. The ordinance, the cap ordinance. Sorry, opening to
What is
the public. Adopt ordinance 2220.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
I need a motion to open to the public for ordinance 2022:09.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is the public hearing on our municipal budget, calendar year 2022, and to establish a cap bank for the NJSA 40A4-45.14, and the clerk will explain that.
Okay. It's a calendar year 2022 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit to establish a cap bank. It's an ordinance that we adopt every year, and the purpose of the ordinance is if we're under the cap, we're allowed to bank the additional money towards any future years of budgets where we might need it. It's something that all municipalities do before they adopt their budget.
Right. So it's not spending the money, it's just putting it in place in case the need arises.
Right.
We need a motion to open to the public for this ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has any questions about the cap bank ordinance, now's your opportunity. Seeing that there are no one from the audience, there's a question about the cap bank. I'll ask for a motion to close to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman Sanhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotsky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
May I get a motion to waive the reading in full of the 2022 municipal budget, 2022:226 resolution?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
That's the public hearing.
May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has a question about the municipal budget, now is your opportunity. I will mention that the municipal tax increase this year is $99 on the average residential assessment of $329,799 per household. Some appropriation increases, which the borough does not control, includes pensions, which had gone up $163,020. Insurance premiums, $64,985. Our garbage and recycling collection, $103,000. Our Bergen County Utilities Authority sewage costs went up $39,482, and salary contracts went up $138,295. All other expenses that are controlled by the mayor and council have gone down $5,235 from last year. So once again, I think the budget committee and the mayor and council have done a good job creating another responsible budget. So if there's any questions on that, please feel free. Good evening. Seeing that there is no one from the public with a question, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I have a motion to adopt the 2022 budget?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to jump back to the top, and we have a few presentations tonight. Coach Adelon, is there anything you'd like to say about our first presentation, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes. So, before we get into football, we have our first ever state champion wrestler at the rec level for 12 and under. All right, Mr. Steve Asper. Our mayor and council, recognizes people who are doing great feats and stuff like that. Steve, you know what? You did a great job. It's a humongous feat to be a state champion wrestler in the entire state, 12U.
Could you stand?
Certificate of Achievement, Steve Asper.
It's all about the
Your achievement, become state champion of wrestling in Milford. Best wishes for a successful future. Presented this 25th day of April, 2022. Mayor Michael. Congratulations.
And then the other reason that we're here is for our Super Bowl champion football senior team. I've had the honor of standing on this podium many times now, which is it's a great feeling to have teams that we've had come up through the program and take an opportunity to be recognized by our mayor and council. You guys, as parents, have heard all my speeches before, but it's important the people that are up here, get to see you and know that the good job that they do, giving us everything that we need and doing the things that we need. Certainly, there's plenty of things that I've asked them for. There's not a person on this board who has ever said no to me. And I can say that the most important thing for me is all of you guys, and I know that they feel the same way about the children in the Milford. So I think that we should give them all a round of applause. We had first place cheer competition teams this year, so let's give our cheerleaders. We have our undefeated senior football team that led up 12 points over the entire season, and we had 9 shutouts, and it was said actually at the Meadowlands Football League last month that this team is the best senior football team in Meadowlands football history. So, without further ado, I'd like to give over to our mayor and to our.
Do you want to put the trophies up?
So we're going to girls first, right? Right. You'll line up. Girls, you line up here. Then the morning you'll line up here, and then we're going to take a new picture with all of you and the mayor house. We got that? Where to?
So, we have to say no to those there. Before we started, he asked me to do certain words to say here tonight.
Not one curse.
Sarah Day.
And Mike, get a trophy here now.
Sheila Alcimar.
Trophies. Trophies.
Barbara Ashton. Savannah Betts.
Yeah, you know what? We'll just
Anna Boker.
pick them up.
Isabella Castillo. Leila Castillo. Leila Colander. Reese Ambrosio. Casey DiGueramo. Samantha Bishop. Sarah Julie Greenberg. Ashley Lightshow. Sophia Martinez. Catherine Ortiz Black. Anna Predator.
Yeah. Ready.
Sophia Santana. Ashley Schlesinger. Rebecca Mineri. Colleen Willis.
And they don't know what from now.
Counselor, stand up.
I'm gonna get out. No, stay in the picture.
Super Bowl champs. Yeah. Rankin Sahara. Georgiano. You're my favorite Alice. Now, Esquera. Brady Falco. Aldrin Flores. Benjamin Garcia. Brady Gilchrist. Hudson Hicks. G. Johnson. Luke Johnson. Marcos Lopez. Daniel Mack. Jackson come Ryan Porter. Peter Suriano. Thomas Cristiano. Diego Mixalero. Kobe St. Hilaire. Alex Stuff right here. Steve Jackson. Brandon Willis. Could you tell him?
Who obviously wants to be on the field with us, right? He likes our nighttime free family on 6. So let's go right here. Nighttime free family on 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Congrats.
It's nice to have someone show up at budget meetings.
This is the biggest budget meeting we've had.
It's a testament that you're doing the right thing, right? People only show up when they want to complain.
Yes.
You're not getting complaints out of me. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, have fun.
We'll take care of the complaints.
Yes. Someone with a cleat. Jeremy's tearing it up on the diamond, too. Yep. How are you? Would you like to move up? Would you like to move up to the... We have upgraded seating tonight. Nah, you can leave.
So we need air.
Actually, you want me to crack that back door open?
That would be great. Or something.
Chris, you want... There were the cleats. Someone wore the cleats, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I like the alarm.
See, it works.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, before we move to unfinished business, we added a proclamation to tonight's agenda, so I'm going to read that now. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas, healthy, fertile soil and clean water is the lifeblood of nutrition and sustenance throughout the world, and soil conservation is a benefit to everyone. And whereas, effective conservation practices ensure soil, water, animals, plants, and air can provide a rich standard of living. And whereas our survival and continued production and access to quality food and water depends upon the robust management of diverse natural resources nationwide. And whereas stewardship calls upon every individual to help conserve these precious resources to ensure their prosperity for generations to come. Now therefore I, Michael J. Petrino, Mayor of the Borough of New Milford, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, am hereby proclaiming the week of April 24th through May 1st, 2022 as Soil and Water Stewardship Week in the Borough of New Milford, and I call upon all residents and businesses to help conserve these precious resources. And continue to keep New Jersey the Garden State. Okay. I have one on adopt ordinance, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're under unfinished business. We have an ordinance up for adoption, 2022:10, and when the clerk has an opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
Capital ordinance to appropriate the sum of $635,000 for the undertaking of the Graphic Boulevard Signalization Project in, by, and for the Borough of New Milford in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from a state grant and from the Capital Improvement Fund of the borough.
This is to put a traffic light on Graphic Boulevard and Boulevard. It's something that we've been working on for a long time. We were fortunate to get a Department of Transportation grant for $570,000 to go towards this project, and $65 will come from our Capital Improvements Fund. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Anyone from the public which would like to comment on this ordinance, now is your opportunity. Seeing that there's no one from the public that wants to comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion. Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to move on to ordinance 2022:11, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 3 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Police Regulations, thereby amending Section 3-11 entitled Snow Removal.
Okay, this increases fines for parking on snow-covered roads until the snow stops and the streets have been plowed. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has a question about this ordinance, now is your opportunity. Seeing that there's no member of the public that wants to ask a question, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Ordinance 2022:12, when the clerk gets the opportunity, I'd ask her to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 7 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Traffic, thereby amending Section 7-3 entitled Parking and Section 7-11 entitled Lane Use Reservations.
Okay, this increases fine for general parking violations, including parking prohibited in certain hours for street cleaning, parking time limited on certain streets, stopping or standing and prohibited during certain hours on certain streets. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing that there's no member of the public asking a question about this ordinance, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2022:13.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 13 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Fire Prevention, thereby amending Section 13-5 entitled Fire Zones.
So this ordinance basically increases fines for parking in the fire zone. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing that there is no member of the public who would like to ask a question, I'd ask for a motion to close the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Sanusin. Councilwoman Siraki Hurley. Council President Duffy. Councilman Grotsky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. You want to say the first or you want to go
So tonight, as part of our application to Bergen County Open Space, we're required to hold a public hearing on our grant application. Our application, the Borough of Milford is requesting funding to improve lighting at the basketball courts at Prospect Park to allow residents to use the courts more frequently. The borough is aware the proposed improvements must be made in order to provide residents of all ages with a safe recreational activity at the park. This application is going, as I said, to Bergen County Open Space. It's an application, it's a 50-50 match, so we're applying for $80,000 for the grant. The total project is estimated to be $160,000. The balance would be coming from our open space fund, and the application is due May 6th. May 6th.
May I get a motion to open to the public for a hearing on this application?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing that there is no one from the public who wants to ask a question, may I get a motion to close the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I get a motion to approve?
No, we don't need the end.
You don't need it?
We're good. We just need to have the hearing.
We are proceeding. Okay, item number 1 under new business is FEMA Flood Mitigation Assistance, FMA Grant Administrator.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. On April 21st, the mayor and I had a meeting with Allison Miskimen of Tetra Tech, which is a partner with the state of New Jersey who helps to prepare applications for the Flood Mitigation Assistance Grant. Their services are provided through the state and at no cost to the borough. So we met with her to talk about the possibility of doing an application for elevations, and we talked a little bit about the properties that would qualify. It is a reimbursable program. So what that means is even if the projects are 100% funded, which would anybody who is considered a severe repetitive loss, they would be eligible for 100% funding, but they would have to pay upfront and get reimbursed by the state. Part of the application would be that we can put in would be for 5% to have somebody do the grant management, because there is a significant amount of paperwork that goes with these applications. It's very important that homeowners need to be able to follow all of the specifications so that they're only putting out money for reimbursable costs. The next step, she was discussing with us the number of properties that we have in town that are eligible. In return, I sent her a copy of the list of the properties that we've already mitigated in one form or another, either through a previous FEMA grant, the Blue Acres program, and actually we had another property that we acquired through Bergen County Open Space. I sent that list to Allison after speaking with the Mayor and Council today. If there is interest in pursuing an application, I would have to get in touch with Chris Testa, who is from the state of New Jersey, to let him know that we are interested, and then he will assign the people from Tetra to start working with us on an application. The deadlines for this application, the deadline for this application is November. The expectation is that we would hear back in June, and we need to, work with a manageable number of properties. So once we start the process, we would send a letter to eligible property owners for a meeting that they could attend. It would be a virtual meeting over Zoom where they would be able to get all of the information about the program, and we would be looking to try and get a commitment from homeowners by either June or July to start getting their paperwork together for the application. One of the things that we talked about is that we would have to take a look at our zoning ordinance because of height restrictions, that we might need to make some revisions there. And I think that was all that I wanted to report. I don't know, Mayor, if you had anything you wanted to add.
And I think, this is something we certainly want to have another option for our residents, especially for residents who want to stay in Milford. And, we want residents to stay. It's an alternative to a house being purchased by the state and being torn down. And this is a program that's been in existence, I know, in Quantick and Pompton Lake since 2017. They did provide us with some pictures of what some of the houses look like that are raised. I don't know the exact number that they have, but I know it's a process. It's a 2-year process from start to finish. So it's something, moving forward that we can start seeing down in certain areas of our world.
I just was curious. So is this program considered successful? I guess, has it been continuous since 2017? And is it Pompton Lakes Quantick only, or is it other areas in Vernon?
Last week there was actually, they're doing it in Westford. So there was a meeting actually the night we had spoken to Petra. They were actually conducting a meeting in Westwood, a virtual meeting with, I don't remember the exact number that
I think
she said.
20. Yeah.
In Westwood. So.
How many homes are eligible for this program?
Well, we don't have the exact number right now, and the reason that we don't have the exact number is because the list is confidential. So although Allison can look at the list, we don't have it as of right now. Once we opt in, they will provide us with the list, but she did tell us that currently we have 61 properties that are considered severe repetitive loss. Of those 61, we don't know if some of them are included in the list of 40 that we've already mitigated. So she's going to do some of that background to check on it.
How much do you think this costs? Because this could be quite a burden on homeowners if they have to lay up the money.
They said it's approximately, the average elevation cost in New Jersey is $300,000. Also, part of the grant application is that they do apply for, I think, 6 months of housing for people. So that would be they would cover that cost.
But the people would have to move out of their homes.
At least for part of it, not for the entire.
So they would pay for that, but they won't front the money to put the house on sale?
None of the money, it's all reimbursable.
Is there any option for, in light of the fact that, as you're mentioning about it has to be being funded by the homeowner, is there any option for a low interest loan to help bridge the gap from when they have to?
Well, not through the state. But that's something that certainly people could pursue in their home equity. There are financing ways that they could, structure the financing. But that would be on them to manage those details.
Thank you.
So it is reimbursable or it's not reimbursable?
It is.
And by who?
It gets reimbursed by the state.
Okay. So they have to have the upfront cost of approximately $300,000. Once completed, the state will reimburse them the full amount, or you don't know how much?
Whatever is approved in the application.
When they file the application.
Yes.
Chris, how long does this process take?
I think the mayor had mentioned 2 years is the average.
For the construction?
Here, let's see. I have another note about that.
Individual house? 2 years per house?
I believe so, yes.
Well,
But they'll only pay for people who live elsewhere for 6 months?
well, they're not going to have to move out of their house. That's from start to finish. The application, the approval, the application is going to go in November. They're not going to find out until June 2023. And then, that's part of that 2-year process. Let's see.
And what's the final outcome? Does a house that's been elevated have the same value as a house that's not, I guess? Does it?
She said that eventually it would actually increase the value, yes. The one thing that's also very important, they don't cover upgrades. So if you didn't have a hardwood floor in your living room, you're not going to have a hardwood floor in your living room, or they're not going to cover it. The elevation process, once you get the green light, it takes 6 to 9 months and then she said up to 1 year in the actual project phase, and 6 months of lodging costs can be built into the grant application. But they don't have to be out of their home for the entire time of the project.
I think if we decide to move forward, we should all be a part of that meeting that they're going to have with the residents.
I certainly think that we should offer this option to residents. Some may take it, some not, but it should be available.
The more options they have, the better.
And in addition to the 61 severe repetitive loss, we also have repetitive loss properties, which would be 90% funded. So they would be starting with those people that are in the severe repetitive loss category, and depending on the level of interest, it could be opened up further.
Are we looking to agree to go forward with this?
Yeah, I think we're looking for somebody to, yeah.
We should go forward with this.
Let's do a roll call on this.
Yeah, are you making a motion?
I'll make a
May I get
motion.
a second? May I get a roll call, please?
Yes.
What's the motion?
The motion is to proceed with an application. The motion to proceed with a flood mitigation assistance grant application. Okay, and the roll call. Councilwoman Sanderson.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think it's too good for all that. Okay, item number 2 is scheduled updates. I have Thursday, April 28th. The event is River and Henley Ribbon Cutting. It is sponsored by River and Henley. The time is 6:30 p.m. and it's at River and Henley, which is on the corner of River Road and Henley Ave. On Saturday, April 30th, Healthy Kids Day and Ribbon Cutting at the Ymca of Greater Vernon County. The event is from 12 to 3 p.m. and the ribbon cutting will be at 1 p.m. It is at Ascension, and I believe it is a rain or shine event. Also on Saturday, April 30th, is the Food Truck Festival, sponsored by the New Milford Swim Club. It is from 12 to 6 p.m. Swim Club parking lot, rain or shine. Monday, May 30th, is our annual Memorial Day Parade. It is sponsored by the New Milford Public Events Committee. It is 9 a.m. The parade will start at the Senior Center. It will go to the Borough Hall front lawn, and the services will proceed immediately after the parade.
That's not rain or shine, though, is it? In the past, we canceled it.
It's rain or shine, depending on how bad the storm is. So, yes. We're going to have great weather that day.
Absolutely.
The parade is going to be, we have a lot of extra things in it for the 100th anniversary, so we're going to have some extra cars. We're going to get some help from the Bergen County Sheriff with some extra things in there, so it's going to be a great parade and a great day. Wednesday, June 8th is the New Milford Hall of Fame dinner. It's sponsored by the New Milford 100th Anniversary Committee. It is from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. It'll be at Cinzari's Newbridge Inn, and that is, there's no rain date. That's happening because it's indoors. And Would you like to, yes, give us a little more insight on that.
I'd just like to add on to that, just to get the excitement going. So that evening in the Milford, we'll start with cocktails to meet and greet old friends. There'll be a buffet dinner with music and dancing. And on this evening will be the inaugural class of the Milford Hall of Fame. And hopefully along the way, over the years, we will continue this practice. Inductees will be considered from these categories: local heroes, public service, business and enterprise, arts and letters, performing arts, and sports. So your mind can just go wandering about who they will be, and they will all be getting presentations or their family members. Tickets for this wonderful evening are $100, and I advise as soon as they're advertised, make sure you do pick up your ticket because they are limited and it is limited to 100. So $100, 100 tickets for 100 years. Ta-da. So I hope you all can make it. It's really going to be fabulous. Many surprises. So it'll be a really nice evening to catch up with old friends, make some new ones, and just remember and then dream to the future.
Are you taking nominations for the inductees, or how are they being chosen?
The committee has chosen.
Okay.
We encourage 1920s formal wear. Or informal wear.
Just by the looks of what the mayor had on at opening day of Little League, Mayor, I have 2 words to say to you: game on.
Okay. Okay. And all proceeds go to the 100th anniversary committee.
Okay.
Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome.
And Saturday, July 2nd, will be New Milford Day, also sponsored by the New Milford 100th Anniversary Committee. Right now, it's like 3 to 9, and at 9 o'clock will be the kickoff of the fireworks. It will take place behind the Borough Hall. The entire area behind the Borough Hall will be closed off that day. There will be food trucks, games of chance, a beer garden at the New Milford Elks Club, and bouncy houses probably, and a bunch of cool stuff. More information on that to follow. Is there any other events that I missed?
Yes, Mayor.
Councilman Seymour.
Jumping into one of my scheduled updates, Mayor. The New Milford Municipal Alliance is having its 2nd annual Spring Into Wellness event on Sunday, May 15th in front of Borough Hall from 9 until 1. We're going to have Morgan Kennedy back with yoga, which is going to be fantastic. Alumni in Recovery will be attending. Of course, our police will be present, and there'll be meditation. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great event.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm surprised you forgot about this one. I believe there's something on June 12th. Aren't we opening Knight's Field that day?
We are opening Knight's Field that day. I don't have a time yet because on Tuesday I'm meeting with the tomorrow morning.
But that's the day we'll be having
Yes.
Yes. Time to decide.
We're going to have a ribbon cutting at Knight's Field on June 12th. There will be a inaugural game with the seniors from the softball league. They're going to be put into 2 teams. We're not sure if it's a day game yet or a night game. We're going to get the final word from the engineers tomorrow. We'll see the progress of the sod.
And who will the mayor and council be playing?
Who are you going to be playing? No one?
Oh, okay. I thought you'd be setting up a game.
Hey, are you pitching?
Sure.
No, the senior softball girls will be playing.
But you said seniors.
Is there anything else? Okay. Let's move on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
The Public Safety Leadership Team met for a regularly scheduled meeting on April 21st with reports from the New Milford Police Department, Fire Department, the Department of Public Works, OEM, the mayor, the council, and the administration. The topics discussed that day included the response to the April 7th and 8th flooding, the meeting that followed with county administration and Suez and Viola, and the potential opportunities with FEMA and our upcoming events. We're meeting again in 2 months. Regarding a previous discussion that we had between the mayor and council for a shared service agreement with the Board of Ed for project graduation, the Board of Ed has advised that they were able to resolve the matter in-house and that there is no need for a shared service agreement with the borough. Engineering report, Knights Field, punch list has been provided to the contractor. We were expecting that that's to be completed today. As the mayor mentioned, we have a site meeting tomorrow with the contractor tomorrow morning to review the final work and find out if it's completed to our satisfaction. The pavilion for Knights Field, unfortunately, what was originally planned for delivery on June 27th is now estimated to ship on July 1st. The site work is scheduled to begin mid-June with the installation to take place upon delivery. The Madison Avenue sidewalks, the plans were submitted back to the county after their comments on February 24th. It took up until today to receive their response back. With some additional comments, we're expecting to go out to bid for that project September of 2022. The DOT culvert project, the design is complete, and we are underway requesting private owner signatures. The work will traverse a few different properties. Two are privately owned. One is owned by the state, and one is owned by the borough. So we have to have that paperwork in order for our DEP permit. The Kennedy Field bunch covers, the construction is scheduled for July into August of this year, following our spring sports, the conclusion of our spring sports. The Graphic Boulevard Improvement Project, Chestnut to Birch, as well as the Pacific Street Improvement Project, Reichelt to Fowler. The bids for those projects are both coming in this Thursday, April 28th. The Warren Park ADA improvement, the layout plan and the proposal sheet have been provided by the engineer to the borough on April 18th, and the DPW director is obtaining quotes for the work. The Graphic Boulevard signalization project, the design has been authorized, and we are at this point in time looking at going out to bid for that project in October of this year. And the next meeting for the mayor and council is a work session, which is going to be held in person 2 weeks from tonight on Monday, May 9th. And if all goes according to plan, we will be resuming our work sessions we won't be resuming them, we'll be starting our work session. We'll be resuming our work sessions where we meet in a work session format around a table, but instead of being upstairs, we're going to be in our new conference room, which has been ready for 2 years and has yet to be used for this purpose. So we'll probably be meeting in there as cameras in order to be able to broadcast our work sessions as well as our public sessions. We're working on getting a camera installed, and that's scheduled for May 2nd. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions about the administrative report? There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Has everyone had a chance to look at the resolutions? Are there any that need to be pulled for further discussion? Okay. We're going to move on to council committee reports. Give us the Cliff Notes and important items. We're going to start with Councilwoman Santos.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, Friday was Earth Day, and I want to say thank you to the Environmental Commission, Commissioners Sue Fletcher and Sandy Kaminsky for working with ShopRite. ShopRite hosted a bag handout at the ShopRite premises, and the commissioners provided flyers that had information contributing to that. And Mayor was present to help spread some Earth Day cheer and remind people about the bag ban that begins on May 4th. That's all my help with.
Thank you. Councilwoman Siraki.
Thank you, Mayor. We've been working for events. We're still working on our parade, which is coming along, which I reported last time about. Our senior center has been pretty active. In May alone, we're going to have like 14 different exercise classes, whether it's Zoom or inside or on the field. They haven't been taking any trips, so they did have, I believe, Atlantic City planned because our residents just don't want to get on a bus just yet, you know. But they've been active in the, they've been active at the center. They had a professor come in from, I think it was a urban community, to educate them more on a smartphone education, besides taking, seeing on Facebook and taking photos. They were explaining different things as far as scanning and, you know, now that most of the doctors are doing portal, they're doing, they were teaching them that, which I wish I had known about, but I really went. What else? So they've been very active. What else? We have our Stigma Free, which, oh yay, we're getting it back together, and our first project to bring attention to Stigma Free, we had it the last time, was a yoga exercise on the front lawn of the Borough Hall, but I still have to figure out a date, which would have been in June. And that's about it right now. I'm just be quiet. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President Duffy.
Thank you, Mayor. I won't go on too long, but I did want to shout out to our fire and police and other first responders. Just they've been very busy this month, and just want to say a big thank you to all of them. We know we can always count on them in an emergency, so I'll just leave it at that. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Grotsky.
Thank you, Mayor. Last Saturday, the DPW and Clean Communities, through a grant, handed, and with the help of the Girl Scouts, handed out tree seedlings, saplings, I should say, and that was quite successful. There were a lot of people who came down and got tree saplings. Hopefully we'll get more trees planted in Milford. That's what I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Seymour.
Thank you, Mayor. In addition to what I mentioned before about the wellness event, of course, on Sunday, May 15th, everyone's aware that travel sports have been up and running, and now, of course, we've had opening day for softball, and for Little League this weekend, recreation soccer is going to be opening, so there'll be even more sports rolled out this weekend. So it's an exciting time to be part of recreation sports.
Excellent. Councilwoman Grant.
Thank you, Mayor. The planning board met last week, finally heard an application, or the beginning of an application. They're planning to revise 3 buildings on Main Street, the nail salon that's next to Big Jim's, and then 2 houses next to that. It would be interesting. They will be coming back with new decisions made at the time. And just to add to Councilwoman Salaka-Crowley's report about the senior center, I gave a talk here last week about the Berry Ground School, and it was very well attended, and people were very interested in it, very enjoyable experience. And I'd like to echo what the mayor said earlier about Norman Crowe, who died last week. He was a member of the Library Board of Trustees for well over 30 years. We're trying to figure out exactly how it can possibly be 40 years. He died quite suddenly, and he was a valuable member of the board, well liked, and contributed a lot, and we will miss him. Thank you.
Thank you. I will touch on a few things. As you heard in the administrator's report, we talked about our meeting with Suez. Right now, the county executive, Tedesco, he's going to be initiating a meeting with the DEP, high level of the DEP, and we will be included in that meeting, so we are just waiting to see when that is going to take place to continue our conversations with Suez. Under COVID-19, I just wanted to mention that in April, as of this morning, we had 134 positive cases reported in New Milford. That is up from March, which was 72 cases. I want to touch on the bag ban. It was a great event. ShopRite donated a lot of free bags. The borough has bags we will be giving out. They are currently being shipped from Wisconsin. Once we get them, we will start handing them out at the Borough Hall, at the DPW, and at events in town, whether it's the Milford Day, Night Out, the library. So our bags are coming soon. Tree giveaway. So the New Jersey Division of Forestry has gifted New Milford a seedling. This seedling is from the famous Salem oak tree, which was a 500-year-old oak tree that stood in Salem County up until 2019. So the acorn has matured into a seedling, and it has been distributed to a certain number of municipalities, and we are one of them. So we are waiting for its arrival, and then we're going to have a nice little planting and pass on the legacy of the Salem oak tree. And 500 years from now, we'll have a giant oak tree somewhere. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Yes.
I'll stay with you.
And the other thing I wanted to mention, just as like a public service announcement, there's been a lot of energy audit scams going on. People coming to people's doors saying they're there for energy audits that were either ordered by the borough or by PSE&G. If someone comes to your door, it doesn't look right, please always call the police. They will know if the town has authorized anything to go door to door in town. So just be careful. I mean, they even have fake ID badges. So you cannot be too careful. And never ever give anyone your credit card or any other personal information at the door or on the phone.
Also, just as a continuation of that, we do have a Do Not Knock Ordinance that you can get a form online if you're interested in not having anyone come to your door.
Except for the pizza guy.
So you're going to do a motion to accept the committee reports?
Yes. Making a motion to accept the committee reports.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. We're going to move on to comments from the public. So may I get a motion to open to the public, please? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, we're now open.
Thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Please come.
Yes.
Hello.
Please step up to the microphone, give us your name and your address.
Hello everyone, my name is 348 Shea Drive. I would just like to let everyone who does not already know that the school district is having a state of the district budget presentation this Wednesday at our next board meeting. So I hope we have good attendance. Anyone who would like to attend is welcome to attend. It will be held in the auditorium of the high school.
And that's next Monday, you said?
No, this coming Wednesday.
Oh, this coming Wednesday.
What time?
7 o'clock.
7.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You would be for home like
No, I'm just here to attend.
Oh,
And it actually occurred to me just now.
well, thank you.
Seeing that there are no other members of the public, may I get a motion to close the debate?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to approve resolutions 2022:228 and 2022:233?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Is there any other business before this council?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, sir, for being with us tonight.
Did you have fun?